Alright, this is the rhyming video. So my pet peeve with lyric writing is when a song forces rhymes. There are so many songs that I hear the first few lyrics and I'm like, okay, I know what he's gonna say. He said something about the night, he's gonna say something about light, and sure enough, it happens. It cannot be overstated enough the importance of not diluting your message just to force a rhyme. There are many examples of artists that can use rhymes and use them well without sacrificing their message. So for example, the opening lyrics to Holy Wars, brother will kill brother, spilling blood across the land, killing for religion, something I don't understand. That is perfect because it paints an image in your head with just those few words of, exactly what it says. There's not really a more concise way to say that. And I think that's something that's lost, especially on new songwriters coming to lyric writing. In Holy Wars, Dave did not force that rhyme. It doesn't sound like he's like, oh man, what rhymes with land? It didn't sound like he was trying to think ahead, He was just like saying what he meant and he meant what he said. So don't focus on it. Like right now, if you're thinking of your favorite song, you probably can't tell me what the rhyme scheme is unless you've done an analysis of it. The rhyme scheme never comes up when I'm trying to think of my favorite set of lyrics. It's usually what the message is and how it's communicated. For example, with Pantera, I'll throw some lyrics up on the screen from A New Level, but I know there's a lot of internal rhymes there. But what I like about Phil's writing, he never sounds like he's reading a poem to you necessarily. It sounds like he's just talking to you. He's just talking to the listener saying, hey, this is how I feel. It sounds authentic because he's not forcing rhymes necessarily. It all sounds like it's just natural, which kind of segues into poetry. Poetry really is kind of like a musical expression of language. I think that's the connection between poetry and lyric writing. Really, it's kind of like how scales and chords and modes are all the same thing. Lyric writing and songwriting and poetry all kind of come together in some way. There's a harmony there. My main point with all of this is do not sacrifice your message for a rhyme, because the rhyme is never worth it. People aren't even going to notice, really, if you don't rhyme. If you're saying what you mean and it fits rhythmically or melodically within the context of your song, then there you go. Something I do in my lyric writing process to combat this is that I will just free write. This is what I'm thinking. I'll do a video at some point of my lyric writing process, but I don't even look for things that rhyme. Oftentimes I do find, this actually does end up rhyming, but that's not because I'm making it happen or I'm necessarily searching for the words that rhyme. I'm just trying to express my ideas. And if you force rhymes, it starts to sound cliche. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, night and light, that's one of the most cliche things that we hear. I don't really hear it that much in metal. I'm specifically thinking of some country and pop songs that I've heard. One that I've heard Joseph Adala from the Songwriter Theory podcast talks about is Hey Soul Sister. How it's just, you can tell that whoever wrote that song was clearly this has to rhyme. I'm going to make these stupid word choices just to make it rhyme, and because of it, I think the lyricism really suffers in that song. But hey, what do I know? That song is massively successful, and I'm just some guy talking about songwriting on the internet. I don't know, maybe there's some commentary there about the state of modern music, even though that was 10 years ago. But anyway, that's besides the point. But again, do not sacrifice your message, because ultimately the whole point of songwriting or doing any creative activity is self-expression. The ultimate self-expression is when you can fully express yourself to your audience, or to the world, really. So don't focus so much on making sure that it rhymes. Granted, if you're writing metal with distorted vocals, people aren't exactly going to be able to tell, which is something that I do like about extreme metal, is that there are some songs that I've heard where I can tell, these obviously do not rhyme, but that's because I'm looking at it through the lens of a songwriter. But it still sounds good because they're saying what they mean what they say. So that's something to keep in mind when you're writing lyrics. Make sure that you do not contaminate your message by forcing rhymes. As always, my name is Greg Angel, and if you want to see more songwriting content, then hit that subscribe button down below. Happy songwriting, and thank you for watching.